bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With News of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. In an interview on CNN, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu conveyed concern over a recent CNN poll which found disturbing attitudes in Europe towards Jews. Speaking with CNN's Oren Lieberman, Netanyahu stated, "There's old anti-Semitism in Europe that came from the extreme right, and that's still there, but there's also new anti-Semitism that comes from the extreme left and radical Islamic pockets in Europe." The CNN poll found that more than a quarter of Europeans polled believe Jews have too much influence in business and finance. 1 in 5 say they have too much media influence and too much influence in politics. Netanyahu went on saying, "Anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism, anti-Israeli policies, the idea that the Jewish people don't have the right for a state, that's the ultimate anti-Semitism of today." U.S. President Donald Trump says a big reason for the U.S. military's long stay in the Middle East is Israel. In an interview with the Washington Post earlier this week, Trump spoke to the possibility of withdrawing American forces from the Middle East, saying, "Are we going to stay in that part of the world? One reason to is Israel." Hamas says the Israeli special forces involved in a recent foiled raid in the Gaza Strip had entered the Strip many times before this operation. This action saw an IDF officer killed and another wounded, and was followed by massive rocket fire on Israeli communities along the Gaza border. 7 Palestinians were also killed when the operation went wrong. Speaking in an interview on a television channel connected to Hezbollah, a Hamas official said a Gaza resident in collusion with Israel brought listening devices into the Strip. The official said, "So far, we can say the resistance has been able to identify over 80% of Israeli forces' moves. The most significant objective the force had was to disrupt the resistance' internal communications." And graffiti in support of Israel has been spray painted on the walls of Hollywood High School in Los Angeles, an initiative of the Consulate General of Israel in Los Angeles. The project was completed in cooperation with the city, the LAPD, and Artists for Israel. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN, Israel Broadcast Network.